Nothing matters. Nothing fucking matters anymore. You got that?
Which one are we talking about today?
Man of Steel.
Alright, let me just pull up the Man of Steel wiki. This image I'm about to send you is called Superman saving Martha from Zod.
Let me see.
That's what it's called. That's what it's labeled here.
God, that's horrible. Ugh. Welcome back, my little cum droplets. I'm here with Ryan today, and we're gonna be looking at the DCEU, the Dog Crap Dog Crap Extended Universe.
The Dog Crap Extended Universe.
We're starting this series off with one that I was shocked by. That's Man of Steel. Why was I shocked by this? Because it was worse than I remembered. I remember this movie as just being mid, but now I dislike it a lot. I don't like it at all anymore. Got anything you want to say, Ryan?
Yeah, no, it's after rewatching it, because I rewatched it much like you did, and it was a lot worse than I remembered. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was horrific.
I was really disappointed watching it for this. Like, I don't know how many times I've watched it now, but I was so disappointed in it upon rewatching it.
Yeah, even I was, and I wasn't even expecting much because I heard it was worse than people remembered. I think we should issue a spoiler warning here. Spoilers.
Though, to be honest, if you haven't seen Man,
don't watch
when
it.
did that movie?
Why would you want to watch it?
Well, yeah, like, don't. It's not very good, so you don't have to watch it. But they came out in 2013, so if you haven't seen it by 2021, where have you been?
Anyways, let me just get with the positives. The biggest positive is the OST. The soundtrack is amazing. The score is absolutely great. That is it. That's like the best part. Okay, so we start off in this movie. We start off on like Krypton, right? And instantly you don't know what the fuck is happening, like at all. It's just explosions everywhere, some weird shitty looking rip-off FaceTime machine with like a baby. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird.
There's a baby in there. And there's a weird robot that displays a baby on it.
Fucking stupid, dude. It was really dumb. Like, I don't even know. Russell Crowe is in the first part.
He is?
Yeah, he's the dad.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And he goes and dude, I don't even know. It's just there's just a lot of shaky ass action. And he does this. Zack Snyder does this weird thing where he zooms in and post and shit to make it look like found footage, but it doesn't make sense here because there's literally fucking no one who would be holding a camera in this situation. So it just gives me motion sickness, and it fucking sucks, and I hate it. I don't know why. You know, you have small shit like the ship shooting at Russell Crowe and missing him from like point blank range. You got like weirdly a lot of solar flares, kind of like Star Trek. You know those movies. They have like a shit ton of solar flares. It kind of had that. Had a lot of solar flares.
Yeah, those are very shiny movies.
Yeah, and you know, you also have shit like fucking Zod. He's like, we're gonna go face the strong man, and then he brings two weak ass little goblins. Well, they're not weak ass little foot soldiers with him in there instead of bringing like some like generals with him. And he gets his ass kicked by Russell Crowe. And then Russell Crowe just looks up. They just like whenever the pod whenever the pod launches, they all just stop and stare at it. And then Zod just stabs Russell Crowe with a weapon that just came out of nowhere that he didn't use up until that moment. We forgot to talk about him going into this like water area where there's like a bunch of fucking babies being factory made.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And he grabs like a skull. Like, I realize people who have seen the movie are gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because nobody knows. I don't know what the fuck happened in this scene. The scene is so odd. It's so weird. And then you have like Zod just shouting all his lines. You know, God. You have the scene where he's like, I will find him. He says it like 5 times, and then he ends it with like, I will find him. And it's like
Michael Shannon in that movie was like I love. I liked his. I'm honestly gonna say I liked his portrayal of Zod only because I found it really funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. The first 20 minutes of the movie is just this, and you don't know what the fuck is happening, and it's so bad. It's so fucking bad, dude. And then like Zod and his goons get sent into this like prison dimension or whatever.
The Phantom Zone.
Which I mean, them going into it looked pretty cool. I'll give it that as a positive. And it doesn't fucking mean anything because it's a fucking special effect, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. Now we get to the part where he's on Earth. So there is no like scene of the of the parents finding him. It's just cuts them as like an adult and he's on like a fucking fishing boat or whatever, right? And there's like a little bit of a oof moment here because somebody pushes Clark to the ground, but this should be impossible, you know, because like we see him time and time again just not budge when that kind of shit happens, and he just like
How old was he at the time?
No, he was like an
How old was
adult.
he?
This was him as an adult.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when he was on the fishing boat and then like he almost gets crushed by like the gate, like the cage or whatever, and then the fisherman pushes him to the ground. Like, is the fisherman stronger than Superman? The fisherman is the most OP.
Like,
he's the most OP man.
To be fair to that point, like, at least in the comics, like Clark Kent really has to act like he can actually get like nudged around and like.
Yeah, but he doesn't do it any
stuff.
other situation in this entire fucking universe, though.
Oh yeah, no, that was just terrible, but.
And then
but like normally he does normally do.
You know what's funny? And then he just like disappears from the boat because he sees like an exploding oil rig, and it's like, is nobody gonna fucking question where he went? The special effects look really bad in this scene, dude. Like,
that oil rig scene was hilarious. I loved when How It Should Have Ended did it, and they just had him knocked out, and they just had Aquaman show up, just, hey Clark, are you okay?
Dude, that shit was so stupid.
Wasn't that was also the scene
where he
remembers like having seizures in his class or whatever?
Dude, and then you have like the Jesus imagery, like
oh my god, where he's like
once or twice is fine, but like they do it like 10 times in this movie. It's ridiculous. You know? And this whole act, like the whole part of him just going through it is kind of boring. This is the most boring part of the movie for me. You know?
And it's supposed to be like the build up to
the funniest part is when he gets knocked out in the ocean after the Jesus imagery shit. There's a shot of like these whale family or whatever. And it looks and feels so out of place. It feels like some cringe little kids movie.
Oh my god.
Another thing about this movie is that the color grading is fucking terrible. It's ugly. Like, it's way too blue. Miss Andrade would murder Zack Snyder. She'd be like,
that's true.
What the fuck are you doing? Then we had the introduction to my favorite character, the Dick Splash kid. The one that's like, come on, Dick Splash, and then like the bus tire explodes.
Oh yeah.
I have it written down. Bus tire explodes due to shit dialogue.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And that's my favorite part of the movie. He's just like, come on, Dick Splash.
What do you think? You see the game?
Leave him alone, Pete.
Oh, what, he was his girlfriend? I want to hear what he has to say. Come on, Dick Splash.
No, the Dick Splash kid, genuinely though, he has like the greatest arc out of any character in this movie. Probably the only character arc in this entire film. But, he literally goes from being a fucking bully, the Dick Splash kid, to helping Clark out, then to becoming the manager at an IHOP. It's pretty cool. Great character moment.
That's just a really important arc.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank God he worked at IHOP,
while we're doing this, I'm also just scrolling through Man of Steel clips, and it's like typical, like they're like 4K, this scene or whatever, and then there's just one in the random in the middle. It's called "You Think You Can Threaten My Mother."
Dude, and then oh my god, I forgot. So after this, he saves the bus full of kids, which is a good thing. That's one of the small positives that I have with this movie is this one scene where he actually saves people. Like he saves the
You know, he's a
drowning
hero.
children, you know, as a kid.
I know he's a hero.
And then his dad, his dad comes in and like he's like, you shouldn't have shown your powers. And so Clark's like, dude, what was I supposed to do? Let them drown? And then his dad says, maybe.
Maybe. They totally ruined his dad in this.
Dude, yeah, I know. It's a fucking.
He was like, he literally. That
Dude,
was the
yeah, dude.
worst. It was like that's not.
It's a big
he's
rip for
supposed to
Jonathan.
be, like-
Jonathan Kent, dude. R.I.P. my guy.
Dude, he's supposed to like teach Clark like. He's supposed to teach Clark to use his powers responsibly.
Yeah, I know. And
So
he
that
just
was,
says, should
And
I
then he's
let
just
the
like,
kids
he's like,
drown?
don't use your powers in front of people.
He's like, should I have let the kids drown? And he just says, maybe.
Maybe. Maybe.
You know, and then you also have this scene of him going to some small town, going to like a bar and shit, and there's some like dude trying to hit on a lady, and so he stops it, and then the dude like throws beer on him and shit, and then it cuts to him walking, cuts to the guy who threw beer walking outside, and his truck is just fucked, like it just got trees like shanked through it,
yeah.
and I'm like, that is not something that Superman would do. Or should
No,
do.
what are
That's
you
kind of
talking about?
fucking terrible.
Superman.
Do you know how much that would cost, dude? That's
What are you
horrible.
talking about? Superman he's always been known to just beat up random trucks when he's not
Like,
when he's
dude.
not happy.
Just like thinking about it, it's like, is getting some beer thrown on you, where it doesn't even really affect you at all, is that warrant destroying a fucking like truck, like a 18-wheeler? Does that warrant that amount of damage?
Yes.
Kinda sus.
100%.
I said the line. You know, and then we cut to them in Antarctica or wherever the fuck they are, where they find the ship. Lois Lane appears. She's got like this bullshit zoom on her camera where she can zoom in to like a million fucking feet away and perfectly see Clark. Like it's
I
kind of
want that
ridiculous.
I want that camera.
They go inside the ship, and you know, Clark's real father or whatever, like Russell Crowe's hologram, plays like hide and seek with him. Kind of just, instead of like
That was
directing
funny.
him.
Where it just it just starts. It's oh my god.
It's
Or
so
it's just like
stupid.
teleporting. It was like it would appear and then disappear.
Yeah, and then like the robot, the defense robot, fucking makes Clark bleed, and then whenever it hits Lois, it doesn't instantly murk her. Like she's just sitting there, just like a bleeding. Like, I mean, she's like almost dying, but she still didn't get one shot murked. They should have like sliced her in half with that kind of strength, dude. Oh yeah, someone says Among Us.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Of course, someone says how Among Us. God damn it.
This, you know, and then like the suit's just there for no reason in the ship that's been there for over 1,000 years. Perfectly fits. You know, I don't really have that much of a problem with that, but it's just a little bit of a thing.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, because it's followed up with
alien
probably
shit.
like the best actual scene in the movie where he's like learning to fly. I mean, the scene still looks shit. Like it still looks really bad, but you know,
Oh,
it's
when he's like
nice-
jumping around
Yeah, it's
before he
nice
starts
to
flying.
see him.
That was funny.
It's nice to see him at least not be like, oh yes, I can fly instantly. Like he kind of fails a bunch, and
Yeah,
then he
that-
learns to do it.
That was good.
It was good.
I like
I
the,
like
the
that.
rock. I love one of my favorite effects from this is the little rock effect when he's gonna fly,
Yeah,
where they just start floating. I love that.
that was pretty cool. Yeah. What else is there? We also got, you know, IHOP product placement. I think Lois goes to his hometown and she sees the IHOP and she asks Dick Splash Kid, you know, but where are he at? Where's this fucker? And then he flashes back to a little bit in that rebellious teenage phase, and Clark's like tells Jonathan, he's like, "You're not my dad," and it's like that's fucking dumb because he literally is like he raised you, like from
He
when
did,
you were
he's your dad.
literal newborn baby. He raised you. He is your dad. Like you're a person. Like it doesn't matter where, like that's your parents in that sense. You didn't even know your actual parents. Like these are your fucking parents. It's just a stupid fucking thing. I mean, at this point, he's literally just. I mean, he's basically a human being. You know, he grew up on Earth. And Son.
True.
And then we have like the dumbest scene in the movie, the tornado.
Oh my God, that's honestly, it's so memorable because of how stupid it is.
This is like probably the most. This made me the most angry, because in the comics, you know, Jonathan is normally killed by like a heart attack or something that like Clark can't stop, because it's supposed to show the whole point of killing him off is to like show that there's some people that even he can't save. But the way they did it in this movie was so fucking stupid. They just had his dad just kind of be like, "No, son, don't save my life."
He just holds his hand out. He's like, he just holds his hand. And I love that it's called Jonathan's sacrifice scene.
Dude, I hate that so fucking much. It was so like, what was the sacrifice? Like, he just died. He just killed himself. It should be called Jonathan's suicide.
he was sick of dealing with all of Clark's crap.
Ah, fuck. That's like literally
He's
my
like, I can't take it anymore.
Literally the worst scene, in my opinion.
Let's see.
It actually pissed me off. Literally, if they couldn't destroy Jonathan's character anymore, they just annihilated his booty cheeks with that one. And then oh my God, what was it? So like Lois is trying to publish the story about Clark, right? And so the fucking publisher, or whatever, the head dude there is like, "Fuck you, you get 2 weeks no pay." And she accepts it, and he's like, "All right, fuck it, make it 3 weeks." And it's like, god damn. And then Zod just gets out of prison. I don't remember how. I don't think it was ever said.
How did he get out? I don't remember.
It was
how.
literally never said. I don't think.
I'm gonna see what it says on the wiki.
I don't know if I would trust it, because they might just put like random shit.
Oh yeah, they'll probably put random shit. I kind of want to know what it says.
It's like, dude, it doesn't fucking do it. Like, does it like? And if he is released, does everybody in the Phantom Realm get released?
This is what it says on the tornado thing. This is what it says on the tornado thing on the wiki. It says, Lois claims she wants to tell Clark's story, but he tells her of how he abides by his father's request to not reveal himself until the world was ready, using the story of Jonathan's death in a tornado and how he prevented Clark from saving him for the sake of Clark's exposure as an example.
Dude, that's fucking stupid.
So that's the only. So apparently, according to that, that's why he didn't expose him,
That's
because he was
so
like,
stupid.
"Oh, you can't reveal yourself." I mean, that's stupid.
Like, actually. And then, yeah, so like, back to the Zod getting out of the prison realm or whatever. The Phantom, was it the Phantom Realm? I don't care. Like, does that mean every single person that was ever there got released? Like, because I feel like that'd be a bad thing, you know?
I mean, that's how like in that the CW Supergirl show, that's how it worked. Is that like she was just randomly freed from the Phantom Zone. Man, the Phantom Zone is really unstable.
It's kind of weird, bro. You know, what is it? Oh yeah, there's the fact that Lois, they rushed the shit out of the relationship between Lois and Clark. I don't think anyone will deny that.
Did.
They interacted for maybe 30 minutes, and she cares more about Clark than the fucking world for some reason. Don't understand why. I don't know how, but there's like this part where the FBI was chasing her and she just escapes by going down the stairs instead of the elevator. But like, surely there would have been more men there, right? Like, if you were trying to catch someone, they're like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. And then Clark goes in a fucking church, and it's literally like the most painstakingly obvious Jesus imagery, and it's like, please stop. No more. I can't take it. And then, yeah, their relationship, it's just too underdeveloped, you know?
It's way too underdeveloped.
And then Zod and his little goons, their fucking battle armor looks kind of dumb.
I hated that. I hated like the whole the way that Zod broadcasted the messages. I hated that so much.
You know who else did that?
Who else?
The Fallen in Transformers 2.
Oh my god.
Who did it better?
That movie so long. Who did it better? No, there's no better, and it's maybe the lesser of two evils. That was terrible.
I think the
hated
Fallen,
that so much.
Fallen did it better, bro.
The Fallen. I mean, I could probably. That's just sad, though.
It is.
It's just sad.
Yeah, so Zod's just like, hey, yo, give me Clark, and we'll dip. Well, they know that's a fucking lie, dude. So he brings him up to his ship or whatever, and for some, I don't know how they do this, but like they have like a joint dream, like Zod and Clark, they have like a joint dream and shit, and Zod's dumb fucking ass for some reason decides to show the dude who literally grew up on the planet that his plan was to actually wipe out humanity, and shit. And he doesn't even try to make it seem like a good thing. Like he just makes it to where Clark drowns in a bunch of skulls and shit, and it's like, what are you doing, Zod? Don't you want him to be on your side? Like, it's like, what are you
No,
fucking
because
doing?
he's related to Jor-El. He's
I
related
guess
to
so.
Jor-El, so he can't live, which is just
It's
that's just
just-
flawed thing.
Again, that's another thing. Like, that's dumb as fuck. Just kill him. No, because weren't they trying to like recover it? I don't know. It's just-
I have no idea what they were doing.
his plan is just, I don't know, man. Yeah, no, the fucking him falling into the skulls was just came off as like really cringe and edgy, you know, like over the top. Oh yeah, that's right. So Lois has that little USB thing in the shape of like the logo, you know, that she can just plug into anything. It just takes control of the entire fucking ship for some reason.
Yeah.
Terrible design. Terrible fucking design. And when she goes down the escape pod and Clark goes to save her, he does like another Jesus imagery moment. And it's like, please stop. They crash. Oh yeah, and they start fighting and shit. Fuck. I think there's like more IHOP product placement. And then like Zod's like throws a fucking car into their farm. It was kind of funny. And then Clark just comes out of nowhere and starts beating the shit out of him. And instead of going, okay, let me give you two options here. Does Clark either A, stop punching Zod, B, punch him towards the fucking mass amounts of open and unpopulated area next to him, or does he C, throw Zod into a fucking gas station, blowing it up and killing at least 6 people? Which one do you think it is?
I remember he blows up the.
Yeah, it's C.
He blows up the
You know,
thing.
I would like to sum up the scene with we do mass amounts of killing. And then like they fly into like an IHOP and they're fighting in the IHOP. You know, more IHOP product placement is always good. Yeah, they just destroy the entire town. It's just gone because they just don't give a shit. Clark doesn't actually care. Like, he just fucking.
No, he's not a hero. He's
It's
just a guy.
ridiculous. The third act. No positives for this one. This, I literally am blanking. I genuinely have little memory of this because I had a
I don't know.
headache. It gave me a fat headache.
I remember there was like something about the ship. There's something about the big ship. I remember.
Okay.
I remember Zod being in really tight
Yeah, his little
spandex for the
jammies.
fight. his little Superman jammies, and they were
So,
fighting.
dude,
I
there's
remember
just
the
much
laser
explosions.
beam.
Yeah, the laser.
I remember the very end where he's gonna like laser those people, and they're all screaming, and then all of a sudden you just hear crack.
Yeah, so this
Did
just
the
literally
lasers continue
no.
after
I
he's
don't
like
know.
snapped his neck? No, they continued a little bit. I remember
I have
that.
I don't remember. But like
I think they,
this third act just feels like someone smacking action figures together. But like, dude, literally no regard for human life. They're just blowing up buildings, crashing into shit. You have that machine that's like terraforming the earth. It's just like everything lifts off the earth and just goes and it's like, holy fucking shit. And then Clark, when he goes up to destroy the thing, he looks like he's gonna shit his pants. Like, he looks he's gonna shit himself. And then when he he starts like but yeah, so Superman's just hitting his enemies towards populated like buildings and shit.
he doesn't have sympathy for humans.
He just like, and then Zod just takes off the armor and he's got his little jammies on. He starts to fly.
That was funny.
Also, another thing, you know how like Superman got his powers from the atmosphere or whatever, because of the
You
sun.
got it, yeah, because he's
And then like
he was
Zod and
absorbing
them
this.
could have the helmets because they couldn't do it, and they fucking literally Zod got the powers after getting his helmet taken off for 5 minutes, and he was like, "Oh, I have headache for 5
Well, I
minutes,"
remember
and then
they-
he has his powers.
Yeah, I
and it's
remember
like,
they
bro,
took off because, well, they established that like Clark had those issues, but he dealt with them for like years before he finally
yeah,
like
and then they have it for
focused.
5 minutes, and it's like, well, if
I know,
it's
and
only
they
for
literally
5
arrive
minutes,
on the planet.
and
Yeah,
it's like, if
exactly.
it's only for 5 minutes, what's the fucking point? Just get your goddamn superpowers. But yeah,
Why did
like
Clark
this
suffer?
is when Zod delivers the fucking best line in the movie, in my opinion, other than Dick Splash, of course, where he's like, you know, I do everything for the sake of my people, and now I have no people. And it's like, it's so fucking funny. Literally, my notes for this act is just so much damage, so much death. I have a fucking headache.
You know who Zod looks like?
Who?
Hold on, I gotta check something.
Anyways, I'm gonna continue here. So when they destroy, there's like a ship thing or whatever. There's like gravity or something that fucks up with gravity or whatever, and it sucks everything in. Everything's going up, right? Everything's rising to the sky, being sucked in by that thing, and then Lois just falls downwards. She's the only thing going down. It's like, what? That doesn't even make a remote amount of sense. Like, people are flying upwards, and you're going down? How? How the fuck does that happen? It's just so stupid. Like, it's little things like that that just piss me off about this movie. You know? And then back to him saving that one family by snapping Zod's neck. Why the fuck does he care? Why the fuck does he care about this one family about murking like thousands of people?
So I just watched that scene. I love one when he snaps his neck. There's just a sonic boom of it cracking. And then he proceeds to kneel and start screaming.
Yeah.
And it like echoes the scream from the
Another thing.
from the
a little bit of a spoiler for like the fucking Snyder cut of Justice League, but his scream when he dies is what awakens the boxes, which is what like gets the bad guys to go there. But it's like, why does this scream die? What changes here? You know? As much as like, because as much as Joss Whedon's reason for getting the box activated was also fucking stupid, it was just like Superman's presence was gone, so they activated. At least that makes more sense than him fucking screaming activating it.
More importantly, touching onto that. So before the mother boxes were there long before Clark got there. So why didn't they activate before?
I know, like neither one is good, but like the screaming one, just like it's so dumb. It's like so, it's so oof. It's such an oofy moment. I just don't get it.
Also, what I was checking is the actor, because okay, I'm gonna send you 2 pictures real quick.
Oh yeah, dude. Another thing that I don't get about the Zod thing. Why doesn't the family fucking move when they're getting the laser shot? They just stand there. Like there's space to the side. They just stand there. And then I mean, isn't it like it's laser eyes, right? He can just like move his eye, look somewhere else, and it would go there, right? He doesn't have to move his whole head.
Yeah, it would go there. And I think the only thing, like Clark was holding him, so he couldn't turn his neck in order to do it, but he could have just turned his eyes.
I know. You know, it's fucking stupid. And then you have like the closing shit, which is really dumb. You know, you have like the chick at the office or whatever that was saved by the Lawrence Fishburne's character and the geeky dude. And like the geeky dude literally risked his life to save her, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to go hang out?" And she's like, "Haha, no." And he like she like calls him like a dork or something. It's like, wow, what a fucking piece of shit. He just like he literally risked himself to save you. You do know that, right? Like you're just a piece of shit.
Yeah, you're just an asshole.
And then
so here's a picture.
Dumb.
Here's a picture. I just sent you a picture of Zod. So we have this picture of Zod. Okay. And now here's a picture of Linus from Shark Boy and Lava
Christ,
Girl.
It's identical. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Okay, speaking of looking identical, Clark Kent doesn't do anything to differentiate himself from like Superman in terms of looks. You know, like
he puts glasses on at the very end of the movie.
Yeah, but that's stupid. That's not the only thing that Superman does in like the comics or the animated series. He like hunches over a little bit. He speaks differently. You know, he doesn't just fucking
Yeah.
literally have the same posture and voice and just have glasses on.
I think he like
he has to change a
canonically,
little
he
bit
like
more stuff.
briefly. I know he like. I think he canonically can like. What do you? He does something to his back. I know that.
Yeah,
Like, he
he
cripples
like
his
hunches.
back.
He hunches forward a little bit.
Well,
He
I
like
know. I know
changes
he
his
does.
entire.
He does that.
He changes his entire
hunches that.
posture.
He changes his posture, but I know he like at some point he would literally like I think break certain parts of his back, so he would literally be shorter than Superman, so that
Yeah.
people would be like,
Like,
and
it's
well, yes,
ridiculous.
it'd be a stretch to do that in like this kind of
Yeah, but just have Henry Cavill just hunch over a little, maybe speak in a different.
or wear the glasses the whole movie because he
Yeah.
didn't really wear them until the very end.
Yeah, exactly. And another fucking thing that just pisses me off about this fucking movie. It's like that kind of shit. It's like, wow, you guys are fucking dumb. Just like, it's like you could just do this small fucking thing, and it would be better. But they just fuck up so many small things. They just add up to make this really shitty movie. Like, I fucking hate it. I actually hate this fucking movie. Like, God, I don't even know what, like, dude, holy shit, this is actual booty cheeks.
Nah.
Like, I just, ugh. But yeah, dude.
I like
mean,
Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
as
I love
Superman.
Henry Cavill as Superman. It's like a great
He did
casting
great.
choice, but like the
He does great.
the Superman they wrote is fucking awful though. Like he's boring.
Yeah, no, but the
He doesn't have
actors,
emotions,
I mean,
which is fine if you're writing that kind of. You have to have him develop at least, but he doesn't develop
this
at
is not
all.
for-
He's
at
a
least for
terrible
me-
hero. He's an idiot. Like he's terrible.
yeah, at least for me, like actors are pretty much. I will say like sometimes they can be at fault, but normally actors aren't at fault.
Yeah.
For well, like a lot of people, whenever you hear someone.
No, I don't
dissing a
blame any of
movie-
the actors here. I blame the
No,
fucking
no.
direction.
Yeah, it's the writing that's normally bad. Actors are just doing their job. They just follow.
Yeah.
They follow the
No,
script.
it's
and they
also
do their best.
directing. Because, like, if you have
Yeah.
a bad director, they can't make them, you know, they can't point them out to be like, no, do this, you know? Like, I mean, you know, I don't hate Zack Snyder, alright? I heard he's fun to work with, which is fine. But it's just, this movie fucking sucks. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. And Lois Lane as well. Literally doesn't do much at all. She has nothing to do. Like,
no, she kind of just goes
I mean,
from place to place.
her character in the DCEU as a whole is just boring. She never does anything important, other than being like, Clark, no, don't do that. And then it's like, oh, great. Fuck, saying that reminded me of Wonder Woman. You're like, Kal-El, no.
Oh my god. Kal-El, no!
But yeah, like
Oh
you
my
have
God.
everything, like the overuse of Jesus imagery, the terribly designed Kryptonian tech, you know, like the fucking robot that showed the baby and shit, and then had like the shitty rip-off FaceTime. That was awful. Like, why would you use that? It looks like shit.
No, that was terrible.
Like, isn't it in the comics? Doesn't it like project something? I don't know. I don't remember. And then like you have the USB that controls every fucking technology, like every
Oh
single
my
fucking
God.
ship. It's ridiculous.
I found it even funnier that what was it? It was Lex Luthor. He created like a version of it that worked.
Yeah.
He created a USB that worked. Oh my god.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Jesus. Just, oh my god. So, alright. You know, overall, bad movie. Not good. Not a fun time.
It
Way
wasn't
too
the
long.
best. It wasn't
Way
the
too
best.
long.
Yes, it was long.
2.5
It was too
hours.
long. Had it
Way
been
too
shorter,
long.
if it was shorter, I would have liked it more.
I mean, I still would have
If they
liked
had,
it,
like-
but I would have bumped it
No,
up.
I think if they had, because sometimes it could drag on, but if they had cut a few things, and then just like overall, it just needed
Boring
to
was.
be better,
It felt like 3 different movies combined into one. Like.
which is not good.
It was horrible. No, I think even with that, I think the part on Krypton and the entire third act are fucking awful. Even without the boring second act, it would still be a mess, and it'd still be horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking shit.
No.
Also, I think it's canon that, like, Supergirl died or whatever. I think she was on that
Yeah.
ship that was there 1,000 years ago or whatever. which, you know, kind of
Yeah,
lame,
because
but
she was in the, I know, like, at least in, well, the CW one she was in, the Phantom Zone along with Zod and stuff, so it makes sense.
now I'm really harsh on this movie. This movie like pissed me off. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a headache watching this. I was bored, and I never want to see it again, like, ever.
Fair enough.
Like, I'm genuinely giving this like a 15%. I hate it. I really, really hate it. You know, up next we got Batman v Superman, Dawn of Piss-Jars. I'm thinking for this series we're gonna do BVS gets its own video as well. I have a little bit about that. And then we can review both Suicide Squads and Birds of Prey in one video. We have to wait for the other Suicide Squad to come out though.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Guerrero's dad in action.
Hell yeah, brother. And then we can review both Wonder Woman movies in the one video. And then we can probably get Aquaman and Shazam in one. And then we can review both Justice Leagues in one video as well. And that'll be it. So that's what? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6, about 6 videos. Not bad.
Yeah, that'll work.
This
That'll be a good amount.
Dog Crap Extended Universe. Very good, very good. Now, yeah, I mean, thank you for watching, guys. Hope you guys liked the video. If you don't fucking like the video, I will eat your goddamn head off, you pieces of shit.
Follow Jocklet on Twitter.
Oh yes, of course. I must
follow him on Twitter. You don't have to follow me.
Please follow me on Twitter so I can get a blue check mark. Please, I beg you. Give me
You don't
followers.
have to follow me. It'd be nice if you did, but you don't
Oh my
have to follow
God,
me.
dude,
Follow him
please.
for sure.
Please let me. I must get verified on Twitter.
Oh, and check out my channel. I'll be active again on it soon because I just recorded
Yay.
a ton of content.
I saw the live stream.
Yeah, that was fun.
I had to leave, but I left it on. I had to go watch The Sopranos with my dad. And then I had to eat, and I came back, and it was still on. I was like, wait, am I the only one here? And it was like, I was the only one in there.
Pretty much.
I was like, damn, I'm the only one here. Let's go. Yeah, anyways, that'll be about it. As always, like and subscribe, and suck my cock.
Go.
I'm a racist.